So here's Novation. We do a search for some FBI documents, for example, and I'm just going to show you guys a quick RAG AI summarization and or chat interface. As mentioned, we have the open AI or any kind of tool that you want to use that's open services, and select the model, and then you can search and then have a discussion. On this one, we're going to use our local one, and I say I want to ask about the document. Say, tell me about this document by and the document's Barker on FBI investigation, and this is really about Al Capone, and other related cases. So let's just let that run. Of course, it's gonna run against our system, our AI system in the back, a local large language model, which is running here, which, very detailed, of course, and it'll come back with the answer. So that's just a RAG system. And then I'll show you the other parts too, where we will then upload documents for categorization. Here you go. We got an answer already for our AI extraction for the data, and it says, hey, this document is about the director of the FBI working with Alphonse Scarpe Scafone. This whole summary, it does cite the sources that you can then do your further investigation. So now let me go through the categorization. Here, once you upload a file, it will then do the OCR and the metadata extraction. We have some existing files that we have reviewed. You can do multi-pages, of course, and some of them can be handwritten images, etc. Right? So let's upload an example file. Let's start with a memo. It's kind of like a cooking show. You just kind of prep the ingredients, right? And this is the memo. As you can see, it did do the extraction of the different fields. As you can see, when I hover on this, it tells you which part is what. So this one's the source info, the from, the to, even the summary. And that's generated on the right. You can see the client wanted some specific metadata fields to put AI on to summarize for them. And the user or the admins can then override them and make corrections if needed. The confidence scores on all these flags them pretty high, and their selection was 85%. So all of these were pretty good. So no need to make any changes on this. Let's say if you do want to make a change and correct one of these, you can, because you know better. But as the AI, it seems to be pretty correct from my non-domain experience eyes, right? So this one flagged one thing on the memo. So this is another value of this system. This is a handwritten note, and it was still able to detect and grab the text. And so the one thing that it did flag was this guy, 80% is a little low. So you may want to review that, make a correction, etc. Right? So that would be great. So that's super helpful for you as an admin, and eventually your documents, they learn and they get much better. But let's show you an instance where you actually learn something. So let's do a correspondence, and we'll add a special field for it to process. So we're going to start with this guy, which is handwritten correspondence note from Mahoney to General Omar Bradley. And I can read some of this, but not all of it. So we'll let it extract that, from you guys. Certainly, there will be sections in here where it should tag that this is the date, this is the, I guess, the from and the address, the salutation, the content, etc. There it is. And as you can see, it did determine salutation, sender information, body. But let's say I want to do something really cool, which is I want to tag this part right here. And if you read it, it really just has all these words. I don't know what this word is, but it says here, sincerely, for God and country, something Omar Bradley or Mahoney, right? So I will tag that guy, and I'll highlight just this part. And of course, it included some of these other words. Now you're going to have to correct that. So I'll say, hey, look, this is the signature, and I'll correct the entry. And then John Mahoney, fix that up. And then that's it. I'll save that guy. We'll train it to everything else, apply it. Okay, so now let's try adding another correspondence, which is this guy. This one is a bit of a typewriter correspondence from Frank Smith. Should be easier for this tool to OCR. Our goal is it determines the same type of fields and the signature field, right? Where is the signature field? Even though it may be in a different location. So here it is. It finished that. So let's open that guy. There it is. The date, the body. And guess what I see here? The signature that we just added. So it picked that up. Confidence score 89%. You can make your own corrections, etc. So that is the beauty of this.